Good morning children, this is Latha. Welcome to class 7 IIT physics class. So children, what we are doing, we are discussing the vector law of addition. Is it not children? And in last class what we discussed? We discussed parallelogram law of vector addition. So once again we will see what is that. Okay. So in the last class we discussed parallelogram law of vector addition. Children, before that we discussed triangular law of vector addition. Whenever we add vectors, we use either triangular law of vector addition or parallelogram law of vector addition. So why when two or more vectors combined, added, they form a single vector? That single vector is known as resultant vector, and this process is known as vector addition. Clear now children? So in parallelogram law of vector addition, what we discussed, suppose there is a vector A vector, there is A vector, there is another vector B vector. Okay, B vector makes angle theta with the horizontal. You have to add these two vectors. Okay, these two vectors you have to add, vector A and vector B. These two you have to add by parallelogram law of vector addition. So when we add vector A plus vector B, what it gives? Resultant vector, vector R. Is it not? So when we add two vectors by parallelogram law of vector addition, how we are adding? Tail to tail we have to join. Is it not? Already explained, tail to tail we have to join. So A vector, this is, then B vector, how? We have to take parallel shift of the vector. We know parallel shift of vectors are allowed. So we have to take parallel shift of vector B. Clear? This is vector B. We shifted parallel vector B. Now vector B makes angle theta with the horizontal. It means what is the angle between A and B? Angle theta. Okay, now you see we joined both the vectors. This is vector A, this is vector B, parallel shifted, and angle between them is theta. Okay, now parallelogram. Okay, we have to draw parallelogram. So how we'll draw? So we have to draw a parallelogram. Now where is the resultant vector? Children, resultant vector always starts from the intersection, common intersection point. Is it now? Resultant vector always starts from common intersection point. That is a diagonal of this parallelogram. Diagonal of this parallelogram, that is resultant vector. The resultant vector makes an angle alpha with the vector A, which is the direction of this resultant vector. Now magnitude of this resultant vector. Magnitude, we know vector having magnitude and direction. So the what is the magnitude of this resultant vector? So magnitude of resultant vector R square is equal to what we learned? A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Is it not? This is the magnitude of this resultant vector. R square, we will take the magnitude mod R. Remember, the magnitude of a vector is always positive. Magnitude of a vector is always positive. So it is square root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Theta is what? Angle between the vectors. Now this is magnitude. Direction. What is the direction? So direction is equal to what? How to get? Tan alpha. Tan alpha is equal to B sin theta by A plus B cos theta. So see children, so we got the direction of the resultant vector. Tan alpha is equal to B sin theta by A plus B cos theta. Alpha is equal to what? Tan inverse B sin theta by A plus B cos theta. Okay now children? So this is what? Parallelogram law of vector addition, which we already discussed. Okay now? So now today we are going to discuss vector subtraction. Vector addition we discussed two ways: triangular law of vector addition, parallelogram law of vector addition. Okay now, addition over. Now we will discuss vector subtraction. Clear? So I hope you got this. Here one thing I want to say children, here we are writing A, B, is it not? These A and B are magnitude of vector. Remember, note this point. A, B, these are magnitude of vectors. First point you have to remember. Second point, what? Magnitude of vectors are always positive. Magnitude of vectors are always positive. So next children, let's start today's topic. Today's topic is vector subtraction. Okay. So before starting vector subtraction, I will say what? We are only adding vectors. Okay. We can add the vectors, not subtract the vectors. So if subtraction not possible, then how can we subtract? So this is a thing we have to understand now here. Okay. So suppose there are two vectors given, vector A and vector B. Okay, there are two vectors, vector A and vector B. You have to subtract them. So you have to find A vector minus B vector. Okay, that is what? Resultant vector. You have to find resultant vector. Now how can you subtract this A vector minus B vector if I am saying that you can't subtract it? So there is a way of subtracting the vector. How? Vector A plus minus of vector B. Negative of vector B you have to take. Okay. We are actually adding vector A with the negative of vector B. Then we will get what? The difference of vector A and B. Understood children? I think you are getting. Once again you listen. Vector A minus vector B. You have to find, you have to subtract the vectors. What are the given vectors? Vector A and vector B are given. You have to subtract them. But you can't subtract them. Okay. Why? Because vectors are only added, not subtracted. Then how can you subtract? We will add vector A with the negative of vector B. Okay. When we add vector A with the negative of vector B, we will get the difference of vector A and vector B. That is what resultant vector are. Like that we have to do. So, of course here again vector A is given. This is a vector A and this is vector B. Okay, making an angle theta with the horizontal. These are the two vectors given, vector A and vector B. Okay, these two vectors are given. You have to find their difference. So we will use again here parallelogram law of vector addition. Why? Because we are adding. What we are adding? We are adding vector A with the negative of vector B. Remember this one. Clear? So first vector A, we will write vector A. This is vector A. Then vector B. So how to add? Tail to tail. Okay, both the vectors tail to tail you have to add. Tail of vector A is this. Tail of vector B is this. Like this, tail to tail you have to add. What is the angle between them? Angle between them is theta. Clear? This is the picture we got, but this is not the final one because we are not going to add vector A and vector B. We are going to add vector A with the negative of vector B. Where is negative of vector B? So negative of vector b also there. This vector b only in the opposite direction you have to produce. That is that direction, then this side you have to produce. Okay, this is negative of vector b. Okay, that is positive of vector v, then this is negative of vector b. In the opposite direction you have to increase, produce. Okay, so you have to add what? Vector a and negative of vector b. What is the angle between them? This is the angle. This is the angle between them, vector a and minus of vector b. How much this angle? This angle is 180 minus theta. How? See children, in mathematics, suppose this is a straight line and these are the angles on the straight line. Then if this is 60 degree, then this is 180 minus 60, that is 120 degree, because the sum of all angles on a straight line is 180 degree. This is a straight line. On this, how many angles are there? Suppose this is angle A, this is angle B, this is angle C, then angle A plus angle B plus angle C equal to 180 degree. Sum of all angles on a straight line is 180 degree. Clear? So same thing here also applied. This is a straight line. On this two angles are there. One is theta, then another will be 180 minus theta. Clear? So now we got two vectors. What we have to add? What? Vector A and negative of vector B. And then we must know the angle between that two vectors. What is that two angle? 180 minus theta is the angle between them. Now where is resultant vector? R vector. Resultant vector, how we are drawing? Starts from common intersection point. What is a common intersection point between A vector and minus B vector? This is the common intersection point. Is it or not? So this one like this. This is a resultant vector. You can draw the parallelogram like this. Parallelogram. So this is your resultant vector. Clear children? This is your resultant vector. Okay. Now direction. This resultant vector makes how much angle with the A vector? This resultant vector makes how much angle? This is alpha. This angle. Okay, I will draw with blue. You can understand. Alpha, this much angle is alpha. Okay, that gives the direction of resultant vector with respect to vector A, alpha with respect to vector A. Now magnitude of R vector, magnitude. So R vector, R square. Okay, R square is equal to what? A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Is it or not? So here A square vector A square plus B square vector B. Okay, I will tell one thing. Already said the magnitude of vectors are always positive. Okay, now so here that's why positive will come, plus 2AB cos theta. Theta means here what will come? What is the angle between both the vectors? 180 minus theta. Okay, so here what you have to write? 180 minus theta. Here one thing, very important thing you must note down, that already you studied in the trigonometry. Note what? First point, cos 180 minus theta equal to minus cos theta. Minus cos theta. Whereas sin 180 minus theta is plus sine theta. These two things you must know. Cos 180 minus theta minus cos theta, sine 180 minus theta plus sine theta. Already in the trigonometry this is there. Okay, so here see, cos 180 minus theta means cos minus cos theta. Is it no? Minus cos theta. So r square remove, r vector magnitude, whole square root, a square plus b square minus into plus minus 2ab cos theta. Clear? Over. Now next direction, tan alpha. Tan alpha is equal to what formula we read already? B sin theta. B sin theta. But here theta means what? 180 minus theta by A plus B cos theta. Cos theta means 180 minus theta. Why? Because what is the angle between vector A and minus vector B? 180 minus theta. Now B sin 180 minus theta, sin 180 minus theta plus sin theta. So B sin theta. Okay, B sin theta by A plus B cos 180 minus theta. Cos 180 minus theta what? Minus cos theta. So minus cos theta. So how much? Tan alpha is equal to, visible, is it visible to you? Tan alpha is equal to B sin theta by A minus B cos theta. Okay, this is the magnitude and this is direction of vector r, resultant vector. Clear children? Please note down this. So I hope children you understood till that how to write. You had to pause the video and write the complete notes. After that only you can continue the video. First thing. Second thing is what? Writing notes is very important. You have to maintain the notes neatly in your notebook. Every day, subject, date, time, first you have to write, then topic, and then you have to, everything you have to write down. You, okay? Must write neatly. Over. So today what we discussed children? We discussed vector subtraction. Is it or not? Vector subtraction. Actually vectors are not subtracted, vectors are added. So vectors are added, then how can we subtract vector? Then we have this way to subtract the vectors. What we are doing? We are adding vector A plus negative of vector B. When we add vector A plus negative of vector B, then actually what we are doing? Finding the difference. Okay. Here also we will use parallelogram law of vector addition. There are two vectors, vector A, vector B. Vector B makes angle theta. So vector A as it is vector A, vector B parallel shift of vector B. Parallel shift of vectors are allowed. So there is an angle between vector A and vector B is theta angle. Okay now, but we should not, what we had to add? Vector A with negative of vector B. What you will do? Produce this one in opposite direction. This is 5 units suppose, and this is also 5 units only, but in opposite direction. So this is negative of vector B. Now we have to add vector A plus negative of vector B. What is the angle between vector and negative vector of B? 180 minus, if this is theta, this is 180 minus theta. Reason, sum of all angles on a straight line is 180 degree. So this total angle is 180 degree. So if this is theta, then this will be 180 minus theta. Okay, then magnitude r square equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. But here what is a theta? Theta is the angle between the vectors. What is the angle between the vectors? 180 minus theta. Okay, we have 2 points, cos 180 minus theta minus cos theta, sin 180 minus theta plus sin theta. That one we have to use there. So cos 180 minus theta minus cos theta. So what is a magnitude? Magnitude of vectors are always positive. So magnitude of r vector is square root of a square plus b square minus 2ab cos theta. Now next comes to direction. What is the direction of resultant vector? It makes alpha angle with the vector a. Is it? With respect to vector a. Tan alpha is equal to b sin theta. Theta what is? 180 minus theta. Then a plus b cos 180 minus theta. Same thing we will apply sin 180 minus theta, sin theta. Cos 180 minus theta minus cos theta. So plus into minus minus. So tan alpha equal to b sin theta by a minus b cos theta. Understood, children? So now one more thing I want to tell you. Only seeing one time and writing one time is not at all enough. After 15 minutes you will forget everything. Okay now, you have to watch this video till end minimum 3 to 4 times, and you have to practice this also minimum 3 to 4 times. Then only you can understand it. Once if you will see, you can't remember for one day also. Okay now, so 3-4 times you have to watch and you have to practice, then only we'll get it. And second thing is what? You have to watch the videos in series. Every day you have to see the class. Today sir, tomorrow is not seeing, next day again you will see another class. Without seeing the previous class, you can't understand them. You have to see the classes in series. Okay now children? So thanks for watching.